grade, I got an opportunity to be special. My school had an annual school district spelling bee, and I was like, I'm gonna win this for sure. I was so nervous, I was so devoted to this. I even wore my luckiest sweater, which had a tiger on it, and it said Princeton across the front. No one in my family went to Princeton. My mom got it for me at a Goodwill. Second Goodwill reference of the night. So I got up there on stage in my Goodwill Princeton sweater, and I won that spelling bee. Thank you. No one ever asks if I won, so I try to work it in. And I was like, I did it. My lucky break. I get to go to the regional spelling bee, the biggest theater in my town. I'm so excited. Here's the part of the story I almost never tell. About 2 hours later, I'm sitting in class and I'm clutching my gleaming plastic trophy. When the principal, Mr. Reynolds, calls me out of class and he explains that one of the other students, Carissa, had successfully challenged her disqualification, and we would need to redo the final round. And I was still in shock when I stepped back up, misspelled my new word, sat down, and watched Carissa win instead. My 5th grade heart hurt. I remember asking the principal, should I give my trophy back? And he and all the adults who overheard this just looked away. A truly unjust thing had just happened. Didn't get to go to the regional spelling bee, right? So a week later, I'm still feeling bad about the whole thing. I've gone through all the cycles, depression, anger, bargaining. I've gone through all of it. They did let me keep the trophy, and so during the anger phase, I remember thinking, it's not like I can spell the word isthmus, but I can definitely spell the word consolation. Very precocious 10-year-old. I was in the depression phase when I realized I have to do something, I have to feel better, and so I got Carissa's address and I sent her a good luck at regionals letter with perfect spelling. And when I dropped it in the mailbox, I actually felt better. I had been unlucky, but I had done something I could feel proud of, even if it was a small act of grace. I learned a lesson that would become useful several decades later. Last year, in fact. I became a professional speaker, which means that I am employed for a little while, and then unemployed, and then employed, and then unemployed. It's very glamorous. Last year, that unemployment part had started to really stretch out. I had an empty calendar, and I was stressed at an all-time high, when a call appeared on my calendar. An event organizer named Allie wanted to talk to me about being the keynote speaker at this amazing conference. And what Allie didn't know was that with everything going on for me, this call was like a miracle, right? I mean, my confidence, my mental health, my savings had been dropping over the past 4 months of just losing. So much so that I started to think, what else can I do? I can't market myself. I don't believe in myself. I'm so discouraged. So I tried to launch a coaching business. I applied for all these jobs I knew I would hate. And I got really into building homemade wind chimes for all my family members. And then this call appeared. I looked at my calendar. It was like being lost at sea and seeing land. And I knew I was going to win this gig. And I got up that morning hopeful. And I checked my email, and the call had been canceled. I thought, this is like 5th grade all over again. I've won and I've lost in the same day. How does this keep happening to me? And then I realized what 5th grade Colin would do. And so I picked up the phone and I called the event organizer anyway. And when Allie answered the phone, I think we both were very surprised that this phone call was even happening. So I quickly said, I just wanted to thank you for considering me. Your work sounds really meaningful, and I hope you have a fantastic event. We chatted a couple minutes and hung up, and I felt good about this small act of abundance, even though I knew I had lost this opportunity. About 3 hours later, Allie called me back and offered me the gig. I couldn't help myself. I said, why? She said, because you cared more about our success than about yours. That's not what she said. What she said was, because you've got balls. She really said that. And I just thought, no, I know that losing can be an opportunity. Sometimes the best luck is what happens when there's no luck to be seen anywhere. And you realize it's not a loss if I'm willing to look at it as an opportunity, not to get something, but to give something away. And when I went out on that stage and talked to that audience, I felt like I was floating. Luck, unluck, doesn't matter. Just give. Thank you.